Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of How to Make a Pair of Women's Shoes, in particular a pair of women's pumps. I apologize for the delay between episodes, but sometimes life gets in the way. And I did want to make also one caution with relation to episode 18. As you can see, or as that step went, we folded the upper back on itself. Now in the meantime, we had put little tacks back here to hold the lining in place. Now, you have to be careful folding the leather over, or those tacks may scratch the upper. So you can either be very careful, or you can cover them with masking tape, painter's tape, and that'll protect the upper as well. So I neglected to do that, and there's a few little nicks on the upper, but we'll take care of that. Another way to minimize that problem is on your upper pattern, you could take this line out a little bit more like that, so it's not quite so tight as we bring it over. Okay, so on to the next step in the construction of the shoe. So the next thing we're going to do is attach our counter material. Now in this case, this is a man-made material. It's called Rhenoflex, R-H-E-N-O-F-L-E-X. It's a heat moldable material. It's tacky, glued on both sides, fabric material there, and so yeah, we I've gone ahead and I've feathered the edge here all the way around. This of course will be the bottom, so you got to get rid of a little bit of material there so you don't have too much as you fold it under. Now you can see here I have drawn a little diagram. Now of course you want more support on the inside than you do on the outside. So in this case, you'll see that it's actually shorter on the outside than it is on the inside. The inside is going to go all the way into the arch of the shoe. So it'll be like that, right in there. Whereas the outside, really all we want to do is capture the heel, make sure it's well supported, so slide that in there, and really that's about as far as it'll go on the outside or lateral part of the shoe. And now of course if you, this stuff is not actually that hard to get. You go to the Rhenoflex website and they'll give you a list of distributors in your area. Now of course, it can be done with leather as well. You know, a nice piece of shoulder or butt or something like that. Cheaper material. Go ahead. You'll. What I like to do is capture the area where I want to support. So that's the heel. This is the center line, and you'll want to skive all the way around, just like this. And even when you are doing the leather, you're going to want to bring this skive up a little higher here. Just blend it right in, but you want most of all the bulk right here. Don't take anything away from there because you want to clip that heel real nice. Okay, so now as I said, this is heat moldable material, so I'm going to go ahead and warm it up a little bit, and but I'm also going to put a layer of glue on first. So, as I said, this stuff is self-glued, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to put a little extra on there. Just to proper stay in place. Do a little titch on the bottom here, but get that out of there. I neglected to go in and trim those, so I'll do that right now. Watch out for the tacks. Okay. So in a little bit of glue, a little bit of glue on the bottom just to help it just really stay in place. So as I mentioned, this is a heat moldable material, and when you are doing this, you want to make sure that you've differentiated between the left and the right. So what I'm going to do now is just start to warm up the material. I don't want it entirely soft all the way around. Of course, this feathered area is going to soften much more quickly, but I actually want it relatively firm because I want to be able to stick it right into that top line nicely. So it's starting to soften slightly. And the important thing here is just to take your time. See if we can get it right up in there. Top line is in nice. Now we'll soften the other side and come around and do the inside part, and we'll slowly work it down. Alright, so once you've got it on, you're going to want to go back and just make sure all those edges are as smooth as possible. Now, I neglected to mention there, if you do make your counter out of leather and you've skived it, then the stiffener that you would use would be carpenter's glue, wood glue, white glue, whatever you want to call it. And of course, if you do use leather, you should be familiar with the technique of lasting a shoe with a leather counter. Now I've never done it this way actually myself, but I imagine you would take the counter, shape it kind of, get it on there, and then quickly fold this back, the upper back over, tack everything in place, and then you would tap it repeatedly with your hammer in order to compress the fibers, stiffen it, and smooth it as well. So if you do use the hammer, and your upper is over, and you're tapping, remember to go back and smooth it either with your hammer or something else, or else you're going to get little dimples or divots in your counters. So anyway, so with the man-made heat moldable material, I just come back and try to smooth that out. All sorts of implements that you can use in order to do that. I've got a little scraper thingy here. Just want to get that in nice. Back to the other side. Alright, so there we go. We have the counter in position, and hopefully you can see that that area that we've left has really encompassed that heel nicely, really captured it, and then good support through the arch support here. A lot of material there, and yet still feathered and neat. We'll come back later and put some side linings on there to further control that transition. And as you can see, we've folded this under and made a very nice feather line. We'll go back and grind that and clean that up a little further. And that is the attaching of the counter material. And the next step will be the toe box, and then the side linings, and then we'll fold the upper over. Very good. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next episode.